Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
Braden Point's name comes up so much in this town in the hockey community, and they say how little he was and that they never thought he'd make it. What do you remember when you first laid eyes on him in Moose Jaw?
Well, I first laid eyes on him
here
in the prospect game here in Calgary in 2014. I was the coach of the OR team, and Pointer was a late addition because Sam Bennett got hurt. The Pointer really was a little feisty because he thought he should have been in that game to start with. And you threw him coaching the game. He was taking face-offs. He was competing so hard, skill, fast. And he wasn't really little. You know, Pointer's like almost 5'11". Well, he was little when they drafted him. He was like 5'4", 125 pounds. And he just sprouted up.
They say coming up through minor hockey.
Yeah, he was tiny guy, yeah. But he's not... He towers over Thurin Fleury. Just towers over. Mm-hmm. He's a good 5 inches taller than Thurin Fleury.
He was 5'7".
Yeah. And but the competitive, we're up by a goal. Face-off goalie out the end of the game, and I put Pointer out there to win the face-offs. It was in the right of our goalie, so perfect for a right centerman. And then being able to go to Moose Jaw and have him as a player on my team, I was like, wow. This is going to be nice. He was your I call him maintenance-free hockey player. Just put him out there and he just get things done, regardless of what it was. Get the puck out of your own end, win a face-off, score a power play goal, make a big play, you name it, he could do it. And it was a real treat to have him.
He still is.
Yeah, he still is still doing all that.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
Carey Price made his return Friday night to the Bell Center. He made 17 saves in a loss, 3-0 to the Islanders. And people are going to say, well, he lost. Well, unless he could score goals, what else is he supposed to do? He's not going to play at the Worlds, he doesn't think, but he never has. And so he'd consider it. There's a lot of good goalies out there, yeah, but there's only one Carey Price.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hey, everybody, it's me, the champ. Welcome to the RP Show on this Wednesday, April the 20th. I heard the moose giggling. Did you hear the moose giggling? Let's bring him in, the lovely and talented co-host and owner of the RP Show. What's up, Moose?
That was spot on. The champ here.
Hey, everybody, it's me, the champ. I got a lot of imitations I can do.
That's pretty good.
We're live on Game Plus Television all across Canada. And on television in 31 U.S. states and live on YouTube as well. And we're coming to you from the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. It's Orange Day, I guess. I didn't know till he walked through the doors. I'm like, Moose, we look color coordinated today. How about that?
I know.
No planning here.
Nope.
I think that would shock our viewers that there's no planning on this show on it.
Right.
Hey, it's going to be a ton of fun today. I'm going to break with tradition a little bit, and in a moment you're going to see why. Our guests are the great Sam Constantino from Rogers Sportsnet Toronto, the whitest teeth in broadcasting and a longtime buddy of mine. We're going to be talking NHL, Leafs, CHL, and some Blue Jays because Sammy's a baseball guy first. Not many people know that.
Right.
Did you know that his first job was clubhouse towel boy for the Blue Jays?
Only through the show.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I did not know that.
So Sammy's going to be with us in hour one. In hour two, the ageless, the Tiger Woods of curling, Ben Hebert, is going to be with us from Team Botcher. How about that? So Meat is going to be with us in hour two. And then very interesting guest, Byron Smith, is going to be with us. This guy's climbed the 7 highest summit mountains in the world and Mount Everest twice. So I would think, and he lives here, Byron Smith, and I thank our guy Jack for lining this interview up. I'm not thinking that this is going to be enough time to get through this interview with him today, but I just feel like he's going to look at these Rocky Mountains out here and just say, oh, that's nothing. That's molehills.
That's training. Exactly.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah.
That's batting practice. So he's coming up, and can you hit the quick six show horn, please, Director Jordan, if you don't mind? Back's getting a little sore already. That's not a good sign. I'll get to your comments in the chat in a moment, but now it's me and Moose time. And I'm going to fly through this, and then I want to talk about that study, that the top 10 most reputable sports franchises in Canada by the Leger poll company. Not some Rudy Poo company, some poll company. I say Leger's number one, Angus Reid polls number two, Ipsos is up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I know that y'all just went, huh? You want to hear it? So we'll get to that. But number one, I'm opening with the NHL, and I'm not going through all the games because it takes too long, and you can watch SportsCenter for that. But the key ones, Vancouver's 6-game winning streak is over. Adam Gaudette scored the winner in the 5th round of the shootout to give Ottawa a 4-3 victory over the Canucks on Tuesday. Matt Duchene scored his 40th goal of the season in Nashville's 3-2 win over Calgary. If the playoffs open today, it's Flames Predators, don't you know? And Nashville won last night against Calgary. Michael Granlund had the only goal of the shootout for the Preds. Make it 4 straight wins for the surging Toronto Maple Leafs. Willie Nylander scored his 32nd goal of the season in a 5-2 victory over Philadelphia. Toronto has 1 regulation loss in its last 13 games. And the New York Rangers blanked the Winnipeg Jets 3-0. And Minnesota shut out Montreal 2-0. Our hockey fans across Canada and our hockey fans in the States are really going to get down with this warm-up because there's a lot of hockey talk in it. But I had a friend from Florida write me last night. He's very excited about the Leafs, his Leafs, because he said, hey, the bad goaltending on the Leafs has been a blessing in disguise. Because Corey's his name, by the way, my buddy. And he said, now the Leafs know they got to score 5 goals or more to win. It's the best thing for them. They're playing a better team game. I said, oh, you poor little. I said, there's not a recipe for playoff success, but if you believe it, great. And he says he's just hoping the Leafs can go 2 rounds. How do you feel about my friend Corey in Florida's take on that?
I like the optimism. But, yeah, it's just because we haven't got out of the first round, but probably going to play Tampa Bay in the first round anyway. Like you said, you've called it a meat grinder in the East. It is insane how tough it's going to be.
Clark, I think it was producer Clark sent us that thing yesterday that this could be the first year in NHL history that every team in the East has 100 points or more.
Very possible.
Meat grinder.
The
poll question today regarding the Winnipeg Jets, who lost again, their 3rd in a row. Who's going to coach the Jets next year? We put our heads together to come up with some names, and we put Dave Lowry in there to be nice. We like Dave. I know him personally. I'd like to think he'll have a shot to come back and coach the Jets, but the team didn't turn around when Paul Maurice stepped back on my birthday, December the 16th. So who's going to coach him? And your options are Mike Babcock. I might take that if I'm Babs. That is not downtown Baghdad, scorched earth. There's some pieces there.
There's a lot of pieces there.
So, anyways, Babs, Dave Lowry, John Tortorella, or other. And this has really got people's juices flowing in Winnipeg. They're writing me going, well, it won't be Tortorella, because if it's Tortorella, then we got to get rid of Pierre-Luc Dubois. They had the falling out in Columbus. Hey, stranger things have happened. Some people can get over things. Mature people can anyways. So maybe those two could get in a room and sort it out. I don't know. Obviously, I'm a Mike Babcock fan, personally and professionally. There's other names that could have gone on the poll. Joel Quenneville, Dave Tippett. And isn't it interesting, by the way, Gerard Gallant was like the furniture in the corner of the room. He was always the guy when openings came open. Well, lo and behold, the Rangers hire him in their first place in the Metropolitan Division.
How about that?
Right?
How about that? And I wonder if it's, do we got to get a GM first? Is Chevy first on the block or not? But it's a desirable spot because we've talked about needing to blow this up. But even if you're going to blow it up in Winnipeg, there are a lot of pieces there that can flip this rebuild around in a real hurry.
I'm not going there with Chevy. I'm not going there.
Yeah.
The pride of Blaine Lake, Saskatchewan. I'd like to think that they'll keep him. But that's up to the ownership, and do the ownership of the Winnipeg Jets know what they're doing? I don't know about that. I don't know. They've been good since they came back.
Yeah, they have.
I'm not to say they don't know what they're doing, but that's who's going to have to make the ultimate decision here. Ownership. Ryan in Saratoga, New York says Rod's back is sore from carrying the traveling show everywhere from Regina to Florida to Calgary and back again. It ain't sore at all, man. Not from that. It's just this chair.
Can we get an office place in Calgary to bring us a new chair?
I had a very expensive chair that they gave. I don't want to say anymore. It was from the Tsuut'ina First Nation, and they took it back. So, I'm not that important, which I get. Patrolman Pete in Winnipeg says, according to the Leger poll, the Jets and Bombers were in the top 10 most reputable pro sports teams in Canada. Who could argue? That's from Patrolman Pete. See, everybody wants to get to that. Just hang on to your bingo cards before we get to that. We'll get to it here in the warm-up, trust me. Rapid fire. I've been watching a lot of the Game Network.
Yeah.
Game shows.
Love game shows.
Oh, no. It's a Channel 24 here on Shaw Cable. I've been watching a lot of it. So this is like rapid fire. Okay, are you ready? Ding. Playoff matchups in the East. You pick a winner, and I will too.
Okay.
If the playoffs started today, Florida versus Washington.
Florida.
Ding. Same here. Toronto versus Tampa Bay.
Toronto.
I got Lightning. Carolina versus Boston.
Carolina.
Ding. New York Rangers versus Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
In the West, Colorado versus Dallas.
Colorado.
Ding. Minnesota versus St. Louis.
St. Louis.
The Flower plays for Minnesota. Calgary versus Nashville.
Calgary.
Ding. Edmonton versus L.A.
Edmonton.
Ding. Kind of a fun game, eh?
How about that?
Moving forward, I'm going to put the Bet Regal odds
Pretty good.
for our featured games and stuff because Bet Regal is our daddy, our exclusive betting partner. I just don't have them here for that. Now to the NHL top 5 and bottom 5. Are you ready?
Yes.
Because it's Wednesday. Here's the NHL top 5 guys. The number 1 team in the National Hockey League is the Florida Panthers. Franchise record 116 points. They've won 11 in a row. The best Panthers team ever. That should count for something. The number 2 team in the NHL is Colorado. The scouts say the most talented team in the NHL, Colorado Avalanche. Number 3, the Carolina Hurricanes, the team nobody's talking about, and I'm sure they're happy about that. Number 4 team in the NHL, the Calgary Flames. Number 1 in the Pacific. Let's just get to the playoffs already. And the number 5 team in the NHL is the New York Rangers. Still officially your Eastern Conference dark horse. Are you ready for the bottom 5, Moose?
Yes.
You always like this.
Yeah.
28th team in the NHL is the Chicago Blackhawks, the team nobody's talking about, and they're very happy about that in Chicago. Number 29, the Seattle Kraken. Did we really expect anything else? No. Number 30, the Philadelphia Flyers, the 3rd worst team in the NHL. Blow it up now. 31st team in the NHL, the Montreal Canadiens. Blue Blanc Rouge at least carries back. There's some reason for hope. And number 32, the Arizona Coyotes. Not even a good AHL team.
It's
just bad.
Yeah.
Flying through a couple more topics, then we'll get to the poll. A low-scoring affair at Fenway Park. Toronto left 8 runners on base in a 2-1 loss to the Red Sox. Zach Collins homered for the Blue Jays. Connor Wong drove in the tie-breaking run with a sac fly in the 7th inning. I'm more interested in what Charlie Montoyo said yesterday about COVID and Dunedin. Did you see the quote?
Yeah, I did.
From the skipper of the Blue Jays, Charlie Montoyo, quote, "Rules are rules, and that's why we couldn't play in Toronto for 2 years, and from experience, nobody gives a spit. Nobody cared about us when we were in Dunedin," unquote. What does he mean? Sammy Constantino I'll get into it with Sammy, okay?
Yeah.
The Raptors are hoping a return to Scotiabank Arena will help them turn their first-round series around against Philadelphia. The 76ers posted 2 comfortable victories on their home court ahead of tonight's Game 3. Scotty Barnes doubtful with a left ankle sprain. My favorite Raptor, Gary Trent Jr., is questionable with a non-COVID illness. There you go. 6 points. Let's go to the Leger poll because you've all been waiting for it. Can you pop it up on the screen, Clark? This came out last week. People are still talking about it. And I find it very interesting that most reputable pro team in Canada is the Toronto Raptors, which I think says volumes. Number 2 is the Toronto Blue Jays. It's for reputation within the market. Their performance on the field, their behavior on and off the field. somewhat success. But look at these teams in here, Darren. You got 2 Calgary teams. The Stamps are number 5. The Flames are number 7.
Yep.
2 Winnipeg teams. The Jets are number 3. The Bombers are number 10. The Oilers slotted in there at 8th. There's nobody from Ottawa. Nobody. The one thing that surprised a lot of people was that the Montreal Alouettes are the highest-ranked CFL team at number 4. But if you've been in Montreal, and I've been there a ton of times, spent a lot of time there, that doesn't surprise me. The Alouettes are a very respected team in the market, always have been. The Stamps more respected in Calgary than the Flames? I don't know. It's a great CFL town. It's not necessarily most loved. It's the most reputable in your own market by your fans. It's a concern to Rough Rider fans, of course, that the Saskatchewan Rough Riders are not on this list. For years and years and years, they were number 3 for merchandise sales in the country. I had the data. I don't anymore. But this times change. A lot of Rider fans were arguing the poll results. You can't argue the poll results. Donald Trump argued the poll results. He didn't win. Sit and wonder why you're not on the list instead of bitching about the list, would be my take on that. But you were gone. You were in Hawaii last week when this came out. So what of this stands out to you?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot, because when you look at that list, it's branding. It's branding.
Yes.
And I say branding is your reputation.
Yes.
And it's not about how many fans you have or how many tickets you sell. It's about when somebody asks you what they think of your organization, the results are on that list.
They should have called it the best brand. That's what they should have said.
Really? Because, when you look at the Raptors.
They really should have done that.
Yeah, the Raptors just won, right? They're continuing to operate at a very high level, very professional organization. They're doing things the right way. Same with the Blue Jays. A lot of optimism around that team. We like the people in the organization. Merchandise is good. The word on the street, right? And even though the Jets are struggling, the reputation is still very strong. You and I were around True North Sports and Entertainment and True North Square and what they did with Dale Howard.
They're building.
And how Mark Chipman conducts themselves and the staff around there and the new offices.
They love the owner. The staff loves the owner in Winnipeg.
You walk around there. Yeah, it's a very highly respected organization, even though they're struggling. So you go through that list, that's what it's telling you. Who has the best brand? Who has the best reputation?
You.
Yeah.
You're good, you. You're good. It should have said top 10 best brands in Canada, and people would have understood more.
Yeah.
Because we put it on our Facebook page, and people are like, what does reputable even mean? Who's got the best reputation? He's not just a pretty face. He just explained it very well. Wow, Patrolman Pete in Winnipeg, this poll seems super vague. What do the results even mean? We just told you. Andrew Stute says it tells you lots about why the Argos are not of interest to people of Toronto. He said, Bon matin, Rod, from snowy Regina. That's good morning in French. Buenos dias, senor. Come stop. Cine Girl says, good morning, Rod, and your beautiful squad. I hope everybody is fabulous. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Pittsburgh. Well, the sun is out here, but it was a snowstorm last night. I'm glad we made it through, Moose.
Yeah.
And by the way, the movie we went to last night was like Ambulance, it was called. I thought it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But it was nice to get into the theater and have some popcorn and Twizzlers and all the rest.
Yeah.
Moose, we'll see you in a bit.
Sounds good.
Sammy Constantino next. Lots to get through with Sammy. This has been the warm-up. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network across all of Canada and 31 U.S. states. We're also streaming live on YouTube and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Peterson Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Peterson Show today.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop staffed by PGA of Canada professionals is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
It is the RP Show, aerial coverage provided by our friends at Bronco Plumbing and Heating. Find out all you need to know from them at their website, broncoplumbing.com. We really got people going with the Leger poll, the top most reputable teams in Canada, the top 10. We'll get to your comments when we come back. Okay, more on that because we're bringing in now our good friend Sam Constantino from Rogers Sportsnet, the whitest teeth in the broadcasting business. Let's see him, Sammy. How you doing today, man?
Yeah, doing well, Roddy. Thanks for having me on. How are you making it?
Oh, couldn't be better, man. We're sitting here talking sports. We're in Calgary. It could be warmer for my liking, but I have literally no complaints. Listen, man, I got a lot of things to get to with you, but today you're a busy guy. You wear a lot of hats. What's got you busy today? NHL coverage, CHL coverage, something I haven't even thought of? What's going on in your world?
Yeah, so we got the NHL Draft Rankings, just putting the finishing touches on those. They should be out probably by 1:32 o'clock. We'll follow that up with a little appearance on Hockey Central tonight in preparation for games that are, everyone's gearing up for the playoffs here. So, yeah, a little bit of that going on here today.
Love it. Okay, so am I right in saying this year's draft does not have the sizzle or intrigue of next year's 2023 draft? Would I be correct in saying that?
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement. I mean, look no further than Canada's under-18 team. You talk about Connor Bedard, and I know people where you normally hang your hat know, Connor's 50-goal, 100-point season. But there's another player there who plays in Chicago by the name of Adam Fantilli, who I expect to be right in that conversation with Connor when it comes to the 2023 draft. Matvei Michkov playing in Russia. We don't have any idea how that thing is all going to play itself out. Dalibor Dalibor, Dvorsky, Riley, Height, Braden, Yager. There's a number of players. Cam Allen, Nolan Ritchie here in Ontario. So right across the country, it's a really, really good 2023 draft. So the 2022s don't have the same sizzle for sure, but it should still be an interesting time based on the number of teams that are going to have multiple picks and, some of the uncertainty that's been surrounding this draft class due to the pandemic.
Sammy, I'm going to get to the Blue Jays, and I want to ask you about the Leafs too, but our viewers, we're in Western Canada, and a lot of people tell me they watch for the junior hockey coverage. They love it, right, on Game Plus TV and YouTube. We don't talk as much OHL as I would like or that we should. So do you have a prediction for a league final there and who's going to be advancing to St. John in the Memorial Cup?
Well, I think Hamilton's the team that I have as the favorite. They went out and acquired Mason McTavish amongst a couple of other deals that general manager Steve Staios was able to make at the deadline. And it's pretty interesting because Mason McTavish, knowing that he's probably only going to be there for a very short run, similar to Robert Thomas now with the St. Louis Blues when Hamilton went to the Memorial Cup back in 2019 or 2018 rather. So I have them as my favorite coming out of the Ontario Hockey League in terms of the teams that'll be facing them in the West. London is always in the conversation. Flint has had a real resurgent second half. Sault Ste. Marie seems to always kind of have its say in matters as well, but I'm looking at a likely OHL champion that would involve the Hamilton Bulldogs.
Did you, and I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but did you take in the outdoor game in the Hammer, the OHL game there? Who they have, Mississauga?
Yeah, I did. I'd never been to Tim Hortons Field before, so what a beautiful, beautiful barn, if you want to call it that. But they did such an amazing job there. So this was the day after the Toronto Maple Leafs had played there against Buffalo, and so they kind of curtained off the top part of the stadium and still were able to fit 13,000 people in there for the OHL game. So great job of Michael Andlauer, who's the owner of the Hamilton Bulldogs. He's got a small piece of the Montreal Canadiens as well. He worked hard in a short period of time with the National Hockey League to make this thing all come together, and that game between Hamilton and Oshawa was awesome experience for all those who were able to play, participate, and for the fans as well. It was a lot warmer than what the NHL game had to offer, that's for sure.
To the Leafs, and I was mentioning last segment that a friend of mine in Florida, who's a Leafs fan, said that he's excited that the team's playing a better team game and scoring more goals because they know that their goaltending isn't adequate. And I thought, isn't that an interesting way to look at things? Not really a recipe, I don't think, to win a Stanley Cup. But how do you feel about it? Well, but they got their 100 points, man. I guess they don't ask, what do they say? How many, not how, whatever. How do you feel about this team headed into the Stanley Cup playoff?
Well, they're a really, really good offensive team. They're a fun team to watch. They play a puck possession style of game, so that oftentimes means a lot of regroups, either in neutral ice or all the way back into their own end in order to maintain possession, be it through a line change or something that the opponent throws at them defensively that they simply don't like. So when you're looking at an Austin Matthews who's been out of the lineup here for a couple of games, but still will likely have the opportunity to put up 60 goals, that's only been done maybe 20 times in the history of the league. Think about Mitch Marner as maybe the elite playmaker in the game. Him and probably Jonathan Huberdeau would be the two guys you'd think about for that title. And then you look at the improvements on D. Jake Muzzin's back in the lineup. That should help. Morgan Riley's been a stalwart back there. The addition of Mark Giordano has helped add some of that experience, with an old teammate in TJ Brody. So I feel like they're improved on the back. The goaltending situation is interesting. I mean, Jack Campbell was out there with rib issue. He's come back. He's played kind of back and forth with Shalgren. Peter Mrazek looked like he's out of the picture maybe until the middle of May if the Toronto Maple Leafs make it that far. But in terms of Jack Campbell, if they can find the November Jack Campbell, this might be a team that finally gets over the hump of winning round one. But it's going to be largely dependent, I believe, on the goaltending situation, which is a little bit in flux, as your friend in Florida says right now.
Yeah. Corey Patterson's his name, by the way, former 50-goal man with the Regina Pats in 1988. Sizzler went down to Tallahassee and never left. Sammy, our poll question today for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center is who will coach the Winnipeg Jets next year. And we've put Dave Lowry in the poll. I don't really expect it will be him, but we've also got John Tortorella, Mike Babcock, or other. And I just wonder if you would be interested in throwing your hat in the ring. The Jets were officially eliminated last night. So much was expected of them this year, and none of it came to fruition. Coaching change. What do you see ahead for that team on the bench?
Yeah, well, I mean, probably a departure from the Paul Maurice era. So you're looking at whether it's Huddy back there, Jamie Compon, or even Dave Lauer, for that matter. I just don't know if Dave was put in a proper situation to be able to kind of carry this thing forward. It's, sprung upon you at the last minute, which a lot of midseason coaching changes are. But in the midst of a lot of little dramas that happened throughout the course of the year with this Winnipeg team, whether it was Hellebuck going through a dip, late in 2021, whether it was Scheifele and Wheeler and their inability to get going thanks to COVID, in the early part of the season, whether it was Paul Maurice leaving unexpectedly, whether it was the impact of Kevin Cheveldayoff and his association with the Chicago Blackhawks. A blizzard in April, all of these kind of little dramas that snuck up throughout the year with the Winnipeg Jets. So getting back to the coaching question, I think Dave would probably be getting some consideration there. But you'd have to think that they're going to look outside the organization. Who would that be? Man, I don't know if Babcock is the type of guy, if Winnipeg is really that kind of lightning bolt team, to create that kind of stir and maybe controversy by bringing back someone like Babcock. I think the interesting story will be to watch to see what coaches end up losing their jobs as a result of what happens towards the end of the season. But Rick Tockett's a guy who's been out there, obviously plenty of experience there, a guy who played the game in hard fashion, a guy who's had some success as a head coach. So I think that would be a name that you'd have to throw into the ring there. But I honestly think, Roddy, that they probably need, more than anything, some sort of shakeup on the ice. Kyle Connor, outstanding year. Ehlers, when he's been healthy, has been brilliant. But I think one of the big two, if not both of them, between Wheeler and Scheifele, I think a change in direction with one of those two, if not both of those players, might be the thing that Winnipeg needs most.
Great comment. By the way, to our initial topic, CHL top 10 rankings coming out today. Hamilton Bulldogs number 1, Winnipeg Ice number 2, Edmonton Oil Kings number 3, Quebec Rempart number 4. Somehow the Regina Pats did not make this list, but maybe next year. Sammy, the Blue Jays. What did you think about Charlie Montoyo's quote yesterday about the rules are the rules and nobody gave a crap about us in Dunedin? Were you following that?
To be honest with you, I wasn't. I worked last night in our studio with the Calgary and Vancouver games, so we had kind of one eye on the Blue Jays, but I did not see those post-game comments, so I apologize for that. But down at the ballpark last Friday...
It was before the game, and this was the quote about players not being able to play in Canada that are not vaccinated. Charlie says, rules are rules, and that's why we couldn't play in Toronto for 2 years, and from experience, nobody gives up spit. Nobody cared about us when we were in Dunedin. Maybe you don't have thoughts on that, but how do you feel about this first-place Blue Jays team and their skipper?
Well, that's entirely a fair comment. I mean, this team had to play in Buffalo, it had to play in Dunedin, and then finally gets an opportunity to play in Toronto. So they were completely disadvantaged by that same government that's not allowing players to cross the border here. So, listen, it is what it is, right? That's simply the case. The game is going to go on, whether the Boston Red Sox can bring their full complement or not. I don't think, from a government perspective, that they're doing it to help the Blue Jays. To be perfectly honest with you, it just happens to be, one of the benefits, I suppose. But look, we're going through a lot with this next wave, and maybe it's not having the type of impact as what we saw earlier on in terms of deaths and hospitalizations and ICU, becoming overcrowded, but it's still a thing, and it's still something to be concerned about. And no one really knows how they're going to react if they get this thing. So if you can limit it by people who would be, imparting themselves into the downtown core, going out to restaurants, bars, whatever the case might be, that might be, unvaccinated or carrying, the disease. I don't know. I don't have a problem with Charlie's comments. I don't have a problem with where we are in terms of the government's rules right now. Of course, everyone wants to see it get back to normal, but what is our new normal going to look like? But I'm kind of glad it's helping the Jays, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. They might not even need the help, but they'll take it. What a team. Sammy, always great seeing you, my man, and chatting with you. We're watching all the time. Keep it up, and hopefully we can do it again soon.
All right. Thanks a lot, Roddy. Good chatting with you. Take care.
Our good buddy Sam Constantino from Sportsnet checking in from Tirana. Hey, we got a contest we're running. If you like the flow of the hosts here on the RP show, and if you're looking for just the right hair product, I'm telling you, men, Tough Tribe for Men is what you want. It contains aloe vera, botanicals, and antioxidants traditionally known for their scalp and hair benefits. We love our men. Welcome to the Tough Tribe. It's available today at toughtribeformen.com. That's the number 4, toughtribeformen.com. Amazon Canada, and coming soon to a salon near you. Or, this is a week-long contest. I thought it was just one day. Text Tough Tribe to our number. It's right on the screen, 902-518-3033. And we will randomly select a winner and be sending out a prize package to you. I'm going to tell you again, I think the bottles are like a liter. Shampoo, conditioner, they smell like peppermint. And this pomade, hair pomade, I didn't even know what pomade was until we got into bed with Tough Tribe. And now I can't live without it. I'm not joking. Some of our viewers have purchased it. They've got one of these welcome packages that will last you at least 6 months, maybe a year. Here's your chance to win it for free. Just text Tough Tribe 902-518-3033. We'll be awarding 2. We got a break. I was going to get into a sports break, but we'll do that after this. We'll be right back. You are watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio streaming at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of fun. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
It is the RP Show coming to you live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Got some exciting shows coming up, as you all know. There's a contest, by the way, Moose. You come down and you have the buffet at the Grey Eagle, Calgary's greatest buffet. You'll get two. The Moose is here if we can bring him in. You get two entry forms for Buddy Guy tickets.
I know. How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
Pretty good.
Buddy Guy, April 30th, here in the event center. So you can go and get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.ca. We got what do we got here? Billy Talent coming up Friday, May 2nd. You've got the Beach Boys, and I think we're going to be here.
Yeah.
On my brother's birthday, July 28th for the Beach Boys. I can't wait. So Benny Hebert, the guy's leads the league in nicknames. Meat, Pipes. Somebody else wrote. He's here, so he's going to be in the next segment. But Moose, we got him going with that top 10 most reputable sports franchise poll from the Leger poll.
Yeah.
And I should have known it was a hot button topic. That's why I'm like, we could sit here and talk about who's going to coach the Jets till the cows come home, or talk about playoff matchups. But Clark, can you throw it on again for those that just turned on their television sets? This is the Leger poll that came out about 10 days ago. I'm sorry, here it is. The 10 most reputable professional sports teams in Canada. For those that are listening to the podcast and can't see this, number 1, Raptors. Number 2, Blue Jays. Number 3, Winnipeg Jets. Number 4, Montreal Alouettes. Number 5, Calgary Stampeders. Number 6, Toronto Maple Leafs. Number 7, Calgary Flames. Number 8, Edmonton Oilers. Number 9, Vancouver Canucks. And number 10, Winnipeg Blue Bombers. 2 Calgary teams in the poll. 2 Winnipeg teams in the poll. Results: no Ottawa teams at all. Not Senators, not Red Blacks, no Saskatchewan Roughriders. And if you really want to sit, we're talking Canadian pro sports. You got NHL, NBA, CFL, no CEBL, no CPL. Do you know what I mean? Like
no MLS.
No MLS.
So the biggest shock for me is Vancouver. And again, I haven't spent enough time in that market lately in the last year, but the Canucks have a better reputation in that city than the Vancouver Whitecaps do. I know they haven't been winning, the Whitecaps, but, in terms of reputation and brand, and I thought we were worried in Vancouver that they were mismanaging the team and that the GM had to go, and Well,
they've been crappy and never won a Stanley Cup, so.
Yeah, but the reputation remains strong in that community.
Right.
So, that's what it tells you. Reputation for me equals brand. Your brand is your reputation. Marketing is putting that reputation in front of a lot of people.
They should have said top 10 best brands in Canadian sports, and people would have understood a little more. But you don't see the Montreal Canadiens on that top 10 list. And when you think about it, they've taken a beating in the last couple of years. And, they went to the Stanley Cup final last year. But it's been all downhill ever since. In the first round, they selected a player that was accused of sexual, interference, I think was the charge.
Right.
And then they were forced to apologize for that. They fired a GM. They fired a coach. So it was a steep and fast drop for the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah,
and they did it all to themselves.
Dominic Ducharme takes them to the Cup, gets the job, then gets fired.
Reputation.
Yeah.
It makes it look like they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
Right? So a lady wrote in, Sandra, she's watching right now in Saskatoon on Game Plus TV, and she said only 31,000 people were polled. Only? That's a lot of people, don't you think?
I mean,
31,000 to tabulate all that?
Well, the poll companies, I'm sure, again, if they've been around for a while and have had any sort of success, they would have polled hundreds of thousands of people at some point. and then also polled 30,000 or tens of thousands and polled hundreds and figured out that 31,000 gives him as accurate of results as polling 250,000. You know what I'm saying?
To scale.
They would know what number is their sweet spot.
I'm familiar with how it works. John Ohm, watching in Winnipeg, says their meaning of reputable is brand. See, these are for the people that weren't watching earlier. We covered this earlier, and I knew it would be a hot button topic. From Tyler Hamill, he's watching on YouTube, and he says, the St. Louis Blues win song is Fun, Fun, Fun by the Beach Boys. Are you sure it's not We'll Have Fun, Fun, Fun Till Daddy Takes the T-Bird Away? Because I don't think it's called Fun, Fun, Fun. That's probably the song, but the song's 50 years old. Or more. We'll have fun, fun, fun. You know the song.
Of course.
And for a second I thought, what about Gloria? Gloria. Remember that whole...
was the St. Louis Blues.
He said the St. Louis Blues. But the win song is the Beach Boys. The goal song, I think, is still Gloria. Remember when they brought the Stanley Cup? Were you at the game when the three Blues from Saskatchewan brought the Stanley Cup to Mosaic Stadium, and it was amazing.
It was really great. I was at the tailgate. I wasn't at the game.
Okay.
We did the tailgate party. I was there for that.
Well, it's funny because the Blues called me and said, who do we talk to with the Rough Riders to get this Stanley Cup in? And gave them some names, and away they go. And it was, how are they going to do it? Because my idea was the Riders come out of the tunnel, bring them out, one of the most famous intros in sports as far as I'm concerned. And then have those three guys, Schenn, Bozak, and Schwartz, coming out with a cup over their head. No, that wasn't good enough because I'm an idiot. So they did it in a TV timeout, and it was just as good. I think they came out in their Blues jerseys with the cup, and then they ripped them off, and they had Rider jerseys underneath, and it was pretty cool. But the sucky thing about that was it was in a TV timeout. Nobody saw it live on television.
Right. Yeah, and that's the disappointing part. You want to show that off to the world.
I think so.
Stanley Cup that's your game, right? And, that brand association between the NHL and the CFL can be strong, right? But now you don't see that across the country.
No, it was at one time. I don't know. I don't think it is anymore. Dan in Winnipeg's watching. He says, Rod, do you think the Golden Knights will pick up Carey Price next year? Nope. I love Carey Price, and the Vegas Golden Knights are my team. But I think that the Golden Knights are overpriced Quebec goalies. Even though Carey Price is from Anaheim, Lake, British Columbia. I don't think Carey plays anywhere but Montreal, do you? Ever? I would have a tough time believing it, but who knows?
He'd have to go somewhere with a lot of cap space,
right?
Which is not Vegas.
$10.5 million.
It's not
Unless
Vegas.
The Habs kept half of it, which they might.
Right. Pay some of the salary, but they can't keep the cap hit, can they?
No, and incidentally, maybe that would be, Dan, it's a great question, but maybe that would be a really good question for down the line. We should ask the Quebec people watching on Eastlink Cable or Rogers Cable or Videotron right now. Knuckles Nyland watches us every day in his living room. Hang on. Carey Price's stock has never been higher. He's got his act together. He's sober, having gone through rehabilitation for substance use disorder. He admitted it, not me. And the team went from first to last. So, without him, his stock has never been higher. And there's a real case to be made that his best years might be ahead of him. Yet, why would you trade him?
Martin St. Louis seems to have a little bit of a magic touch around there. He's got things going okay. I mean, they're not winning enough, but now you bring Carey Price back and you make one or two moves. Those young core starts to get a year older. They could be pretty good again soon, but yeah, I don't know. The other one that's just off the wall, if you want an off the wall kind of thought, is the only place that would take the cap, it would be somewhere like Arizona. And they would have to do something wild.
And what would be the point?
In free agency or in the, somewhere to get a player or two that gives them a chance to contend. But
comment of the day. Local Habs fan Andrew Stute says, I think that most teams have trouble with goaltending, so why would they let a good goaltender go? He's a building block of your organization. And we talk about the Winnipeg Jets. I was looking at their numbers today, and of all the teams that are just on the cusp of the playoffs, and they were officially eliminated last night, they've let in the most goals like any team around that, hovering around the wild card window of 248 goals with a Vezina goalie.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you how crappy they are at playing defense. Kyle Connor's got 85 points. I don't care. They don't back check. Okay, Moose. I'll see you next hour, okay?
Yeah.
Rant off. Ben Hebert will join us here in the Grey Eagle next. You're watching the RP show. The Raj Rant for Bronco Plumbing and Heating. Give him a follow on social media at Bronco Plumbing. You're watching on Game Plus, live streaming on YouTube, and of course, you can always catch the podcast wherever you enjoy podcasts, including Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersenshop.com.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersenshop.com.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM-certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Yes, snow still on the ground here in the gateway to the foothills, the beautiful Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, Calgary's entertainment destination as we roll on. This next guy, longtime friend of ours, and he's been good enough to not only come early, but he's going to stay on for a couple of segments. This is a brief one, Benny, but the next one will be much longer as we open hour 2. Ben Hebert from Team Botcher joining us here at the Grey Eagle. I'm not used to it. Are you used to Team Botcher?
No, not yet.
No, you wouldn't be.
No, not yet, but really excited to get going. I mean, just a great opportunity for me to get on a team with some good young guys, winning guys that really know what the deal is and how to win championships, and want to surround myself with those guys. And, as much as I think I can help them, teach them some stuff, my eyes are wide open to learn from a lot of champions on that team, so I'm jacked. Well, for our viewers across Canada on Game Plus and in the States as well on Game Plus, Olympic gold medalist curler here. You've curled with greatest of the great. Kevin Martin just left Team Cooey. Best friends with Bowe Levi Mitchell. One half of the Benny and Bowe podcast. We'll get into all of that next hour. We don't have a lot of time here, but I jumped right into the deep end, Benny, that you switched teams here. And what a fast transition from the Briar to the Slam. Boom. No waiting. Yeah, that's more of a business play, right? Obviously, when you start the new curling teams, we don't have GMs, we don't have owners, we don't have coaches and stuff like that. So we know it takes a little bit, the logistics of running a new curling team out of the gates when you're doing it by yourself, getting your business going, getting your sponsors going, clothing, schedule, who you're going to use for everything, social media, the new world we live in now. So we just wanted to get ahead of it. We actually have one last event in a couple weeks with our current teams with Team Cooey and the guys in Olds, Alberta, just a cash spiel to finish it out. And, we're all mature adults. We understand the situation, that we're all kind of making our own new lanes for, different reasons. But I think everybody's excited for a fresh start. It's been a long time with the same guys. But, we just wanted to get out there and, make a little noise, get some splash going on social and let everyone know what's happening. So. Well, you got it, but you're smiling here and you're acting like it's no big deal, and I just wonder, is it really no big deal? Because the molding botcher stuff kind of hung over the Briar and all the rest. Is it as smooth as you're making it seem? Well, it's smooth for us. I mean, how it is. I mean, I will say, there was a lot of teams out there that were looking to make moves, and I know there was one team that got to pick their guys at each position of the first choice of every player. That's pretty cool. And I like to be on that team. You're on that team? I'm on that team. So, and then there was a whole bunch of, chips that fell, and still lots of good talent and lots of players out there. But if we got to pick one team and each player at each position, I'm pretty grateful, especially playing lead. There's probably a lot of good leads I could have snagged, but, I got the second and third and skip that I wanted, and being all here in Alberta to be able to practice and train is key. I think the one thing for us, any Canadian curling team now is, when I played with Kevin Martin, when I first started playing with Cooey, if you had the best curling team in Canada, you were the best curling team in the world. And that's not the case anymore. If you want to build the best team in the world, you got to build the best team in the world. Because building the best team in Canada isn't that anymore. Sweden and Scotland have surpassed that, the training and the stuff that they put in. So we're going to try to do that with this team and see what we can do. It's amazing because Catriona Lemaidon sat in that chair and just said, speed skating. She goes, if I lived in Holland, I would be the Wayne Gretzky. You know what I mean? We just think as we're Canada, we're number one, and you don't realize the rest of the world's playing catch up and passing you in some sports, right? Yeah, I mean, the depth, though, in curling, the depth of the men's and the women's game here, we dominate by a mile. Right. But if they're going to take their four very, very best curlers, put all their money into four of them, training, gym, ice, practice, travel, they're going to pass you eventually. Canada held on for a long time. Our association didn't change or do anything different because they didn't have to. We were still winning. But we're not anymore. So, a little reactive, but everybody's on board with it now. And you see all the teams, trying to get the best players possible, regardless of where they live and doing the things. And, you can have as much talent as you want. You got to mesh as a team and gel, and you got to work hard. And I think my team has the first part of it. We're going to have a lot of work to do to be great, but we have a chance. This is the appetizer. The main course is coming up after this break. Why can't Saskatchewan win a Briar? We're going to get into it all. Some CFL talk with Benny. Stick around, everybody, right after this on Game Plus TV.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's lifeline.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right. Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Carey Price made his return Friday night to the Bell Center. He made 17 saves in a loss, 3-0 to the Islanders. And people are going to say, well, he lost. Well, unless he could score goals, what else is he supposed to do? He's not going to play at the Worlds, he doesn't think, but he never has, and so he'd consider it. There's a lot of good goalies out there,
yeah,
but there's only one Carey Price.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It absolutely is, everybody. Welcome one more day to the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. It's episode number 740 of your favorite daytime sports entertainment talk show. We are live on Game Plus Television. We're streaming on YouTube. And, of course, if you're listening to the podcast, Apple, Stitcher, Spotify are all the best. This is hour 2. And we had Sammy Constantino with us last hour talking about all kinds of things, Blue Jays, NHL. But if you want to bring him on the screen, we've got a longtime friend, Benny Hebert, with us here, a guy that wears a lot of hats. He can cover a lot of ground. He can talk about a lot of things. And Jack Fulton's watching Ben from Vulcan, Alberta. He says, the CFL needs to listen to Ben. Change is good. I don't think we even got into CFL talk last segment.
No,
I don't even know why he's talking about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bo Levi's best friend right here. I'm correct in saying that.
No, we're good buddies. I don't know if I'm his best friend. If I'm his best friend, he maybe doesn't.
He's
have
in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
One half of the Benny and Bo podcast is Ben Hebert. He's now of Team Botcher. Doesn't sound right, but it will. And the viewers are writing in, and I'm just going to jump right into it. Ted in Red Deer's watching. He says, are all of the changes for Ben and others a result of a planned run to the Olympics?
A little bit. I think it's probably different for every individual. I think, I'm too old and experienced to look at the next 3 years. as nothing years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of, big events, Grand Slams, Briars, World Championships to play on. Until then, would I like to go to another Olympic Games and represent Canada and Italy? Of course. I mean, that'd be a dream of everybody. But, if we rattled off 10 Grand Slam wins and 3 Briars along the way and lost the trials semi, I'm probably going to be okay. But yeah, I mean, I think our ultimate goal would be that. But, you can't just focus on just that, right? There's a long journey and a long road there to go through until that time, and a lot of hard work that needs to be put in to even give yourself a chance to win that. Mm-hmm. That's a 1 week. Get hot and steam up, and if you play well, you get a chance to go. And I think, I learned lots this year with playing with my current team with Kevin Cooey. We lost to Brad Jacobs, and then Gushu went on to win the final. And it was probably the first time in my life playing at the trials with Kevin Martin and Cooey that I thought that, we weren't the best team there. We had a chance to win because when you have Kevin Cooey, you always have a chance. But if we played our best and those other two teams played their best, I felt like they were better than us.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think, being the favorite, I've been so spoiled in however many years with Kevin Martin and obviously a lot of years with Kevin Cooey as well, that when you're the favorite, everyone talks about, being the underdog. You sneak in there. Like, well, there's something to be said for being the favorite. Because if you're the favorite and you play good, there's a reason you're the favorite. It means you mostly win.
Well, and here's the thing. Sports is sports. What I love about it. And I said before you even showed up here today that you're the Tiger Woods of curling. And I say that, well, you laugh. But listen.
In the nicest possible way.
Yeah. Well, I meant on the field of play. But maybe we'll keep Benny around here for a while because there's a lot to get to. But my point is, you've won so much. If you retired now at 39, you'd have a Hall of Fame career.
Sure.
You know that.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't want to stop. And we're all watching what everybody's doing. I saw when Brady came back, you were celebrating on social media. Tiger coming back, you're celebrating because you get it.
Yeah, I mean,
the competitive fire never leaves you.
No, but I think I'm pretty self-aware too. Like you say, I've had a unbelievable career and super fortunate and worked hard and had a lot of breaks, all the good stuff that can happen to you. Hey, I've lost everything there is to lose too, by the way. Don't kid yourself. I've won a ton, but I've lost everything. But I think as long as I can still do it competitively and go out there a little pep in my step and have the chest out and play with that swagger, a little cocky and play good.
That's what I'm saying.
Then I'm going to play. Like I'm not dumb enough nor do I want to play bad enough to go out there and start getting drummed up by other players that are surpassing me.
You won't beat Terrell Owens coming back and playing fan control football.
I will be long gone before that. And I think it's a testament to even though, I just got on a team with, in my opinion, the best second in the world, the best third in the world, and Brendan Bottcher, one of the best skips and up and coming for a 4-year plan. He's my pick. So for those three to take me, I don't have to sell myself. I just got, if they wanted to pick a better lead, they could have gotten anybody they wanted. So I'm thrilled about another opportunity to play with another stacked team and put a lot of hard work in and see where we can end up. And by the way, Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl at 44 gets me going.
You keep going. Yeah,
well, people always say, he's old. Ben's old. I'm like, I'm old. I'm 39. I'm in good shape. My body still feels great. And I'm like, if Tom Brady can quarterback in the NFL and win the Super Bowl taking hits, guys, I can sweep a couple of rocks down the damn sheet.
Who says you're old?
No, just in the curling world. A lot of the good teams are early 30s, late 20s. So, I'm older. When I started curling with Kevin Martin, I was 22 or 23. I can't remember the exact. Kevin was 39.
We thought he was old.
My age now. I played with him for 8 years.
And we thought he was old. That's a good point.
So it's kind of funny. So now I'm 39, but the makeup of a team, my current team, Kevin being in his 40s, John, myself, BJ being older 30s, like, to build the best makeup of a team, you don't want to have all old guys. So to get a guy like Brett Gallant, who, I get to be the second best sweeper on my team finally, best thing ever. Brett Gallant's an animal.
Mm-hmm.
6'3" animal.
Don't you win awards for being the best sweeper, though?
Yeah, I used to, but I'm going to pass the reins to him now, and I can be. If I'm the second best sweeper on your team, I like your odds. So having him is important, and having a young skip, hungry skip that maybe doesn't have all the accolades that me and Mark and Brett have yet, but we sure hope we can add to his trophy case. That's the goal here. So pretty stoked.
Speaking of losing as much as you win, I'm itching to ask you a bunch of questions. Hey, Moose! Can hear you. Thank you. That's how we talk to the boss around here. Bowe Levi Mitchell has won 2014 Grey Cup, 2016 Grey Cup, so he's won 3.
He's won 2.
He's won 2?
2 Grey Cups, lost 2 Grey Cups.
Lost as much as you win.
Well, we had
See what I'm saying?
We had a great chat about this last night because he was over for dinner. Bowe's family's in the States and my family's in Regina. So we're just having bachelor week here in Calgary. We wanted to golf all week, played Monday, and then we have a massive snowstorm here yesterday, brutal. So we're just, working out and having dinner together so we both don't have to cook, only mess one kitchen. But last night we're
What
at home.
did you talk about? Yeah.
Well, last night we're watching the Blue Jays Red Sox, and we saw on 30 for 30, brand new 30 for 30 came out last night on Greg Norman, the Shark, about his meltdowns at the Masters and being chipped in on at the
epic losses on the last day, you're saying.
Oh, and tiebreaker, like extra holes chip in. And me and Bowe were like, we paused it. And I paused it because they were asking Greg if he thought about winning when he had a 7-shot lead going into the final day of the Masters. And I paused it. I'm like, I always think about winning. I'm like, if I'm in the Brier final this year against Gushu, 3-handed, of course we should have won that game. We were the better team without Mark Nichols. They had their full team. You're not getting that argument from me, but we were at advantage to win. We were the favorite. If we play good, we win. So, of course, I thought about the winning and celebration and what would happen if you win and all the good things that come with it.
Yeah.
You never think about the losing. I don't. And Bowe said, I don't really either. The losing doesn't hit you until you win, but you think about some of the good stuff that can happen if you win. But once you get to night before trying to sleep, but when you get on the field or when you get on the ice, it just goes away. You don't think about that ever until the last 5 seconds if the clock's coming down or the last end or the last rock, and then it hits you, and it's either like best feeling ever or almost a little bit of shock in those championship games. So I was saying to Bowe, would you think about it as a 7-shot lead? Like he must have envisioned himself putting the green jacket on. And then Bowe said, well, I certainly wouldn't because I'm so bad. But, we had a good chat about it, but it's interesting. Golf, curling, football, it's all relative to that.
It's all the same.
All the same.
That's why the mental strength coaches work with a variety of sports.
Oh yeah, no, it was a great documentary, by the way.
Yeah. So what did Norman say about the night before? What was he thinking?
He said he loved his chance to win because he was playing so good the first 3 days. But when it went through the documentary and the people that he talked to in the media and the people on the range, all the signs of a meltdown were there. And if you watched it in depth like we did, it was tough to watch. It hurt me as an athlete to watch me it was a full choke fest, but he didn't know it when he was living it, but now he looks back at it. Yeah, but Greg Norman's had such a ridiculous career, and, was he a billionaire from his Shark golf gear? Like, he even said, it wouldn't have changed my life to win the Masters or not. I had a good life, and yeah, he's doing fine. What is he, 70 years old? He's cut like a diamond. He's jacked. He looks like you now. He's shredded.
When he's in business again, he's
doing good.
Starting over. When I say I'm itching to ask you a bunch of questions, I guess we'll come back on the Bowe thing and how he's looking and feeling. But the Sask Brier thing, I thought if there was ever a year to end the drought that goes back to 1980, Saskatchewan winning the Brier, this is it. You had Colton Flash there representing the province. You had Team Dunstone there as a wild card. And had Dunstone won, that would have counted as a Saskatchewan Brier, right?
Of course, yeah. Of course, yeah.
And they didn't even get to the medal round, the playoffs.
Yeah, they had a good week. They beat us. They were our only loss, actually, in the round robin. They played great against us, and yeah, I don't know what happened to them.
What's the hold up for the province, man?
They got good players. But I hope they don't win for at least 4 more years. That's my goal here. So we'll see. I don't think it's a province thing or who's there. It's just kind of, the Brier's hard to win. And you got these top teams. You got a Brad Jacobs and a Botcher and a Cooey and a Gushu hanging around. Tough for somebody to break through. But Colton, my ex-teammate, props to him. He had such a great Brier. He played amazing. I was super proud of him and his guys for breaking through. That's a breakthrough for them, even though they finished 4th. They played excellent, and I think the future of Saski curling is still bright with guys like, Colton and Braden and Kirk and guys like that, the Marsh brothers. So I think that eventually it's going to happen, but probably in 5 more years when I'm out of left, when I'm dodged.
So you don't know anything about Rick Folk leaving and hexing the Granite Curling Club or something like that? Because it's the longer it goes, you got to wonder.
Yeah, that's not a real thing. That's not a real thing. No one even really.
And hexes?
Nobody ever talks about it actually in curling. It's never anything we talk about.
Watch TSN sometime. They're always talking about it on there.
Yeah, they recycle a lot of stories. They're due for something refresh there.
How was Lethbridge, by the way?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the best Briers I've played in.
Why?
Getting fans back in the building, feeling that energy of what we've missed the last couple years. It was in the right place. Let's put it that way. Alberta seemed to be done with rules and regs. They put on a great show. A lot of partying. The patch was rocking. The building was rocking. Sold out. Crowd was amazing. Very knowledgeable crowd, too, cheering for Saskatchewan, cheering for us, Botcher, Gushu, everybody just there for some great curling and entertainment. And, the curlers put on a great show. There was tons of good shots. And, epic place for a Brier. I got to play a world championship there, too. And that won't be the last time Lethbridge gets the host. They did an amazing job.
Well, the old me, the devil in me would say, what's the bread basket of curling? The Heartland, Sask or Alberta, but you could say both.
Both. Yeah. Manitoba probably flirts with it a little bit too, but certainly for me, I don't know. I would have expected it's tough to judge anything over the last couple of years because all the stuff going down, but yeah, Sask, Alberta for me are still the two biggest curling hotbeds for sure.
It's been a good move for you coming out here. How long's it been?
Been here since 23, 13 years. 14 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Been crazy. I still get home quite a bit, but it's starting to slowly turn into my home being here. My kids are
13 years of what? But I see how you get swept up in the Flames thing and then the Stampeders thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. They get a good buzz around here for your sports teams when you do well, right? They really get behind you. And I know, being from Regina, it's all riders all the time, and they dip in the Pats a little bit. But going to an NHL Flames game here when the Flames are rolling,
which they are.
Nothing. Oh my God, they're so good. Nothing beats that buzz, and I got to develop some good relationships with some of the Flames and their people over the last few years doing some charity events. So, you got some personal ties to the players. You go cheer them, and yeah, it's great. I love Calgary. It's a great city. It's been good to me.
Yeah. So, I mentioned the Stamps thing. You're always going to be a Rider fan, but when your best friend or close friend is the quarterback of the rival team, and you're saying, without saying too much, he's feeling good, it's not good news for the rest of the CFL, I would not think.
Yeah, no, I've had a few chats with him. He went down to the States in the off season, and I know he had some specialists looking at his body and certain injuries that he had to make sure that he was, it's his last year in his contract. He wants to play well and prove the haters wrong. And, I've seen a little pep in his step, a little twinkle in his eye. He's feeling pretty good, and he says he's throwing it well. So it's exciting for him. You don't like playing hurt and having to juggle the media and all the he said, she said stuff throughout a whole season and having to dodge that. But, I expect Bowe to have a great season. He looks good. He's in great shape. Over last night, normally we'd have a whiskey or two, but he's on the straight water training this morning.
Training camp's coming up.
Exactly. So no, he's ready to roll, and I think they got Reggie Beggleton back. They got KJ back healthy, and I think they got a good team. I think last year they were pretty young. When I asked him at the start of last year what his team looked like, he said they were young. He didn't say good or bad. And when I asked him what his team looks like this year, he's excited.
Yeah.
So I could see the Stamps coming back into Stampeder form this year. We'll see what happens.
Well, you've been here 13 years. Is that what you said? So,
yeah.
What I'm getting, I've been here a couple of months. I realize the Stamps are a far bigger deal in Calgary than I thought. I thought it was Flames here, Stamps here, and it's not really that. And they finished third last year. That's not sitting well with them.
No,
they didn't host a playoff game, right? They're like, you know what I mean? Like they expect to win, and they plan to win.
Yeah, well, you look at their run of quarterbacks that they had, whether Dave and
Burris
Danny
also ran. Nobody talks about Henry Burris.
Seriously, right? And when he was in Regina, he was the mayor. So when you've had that kind of success, of course, winning. When you win that much, you expect to win. It's no really different than the curling teams I've been on. Once you've won and you've got there, second and third place and fourth place, that's no good.
And losing hurts even more.
Of course, yeah. When you know the taste of victory, losing sucked. But there's a lot of stamp decals here on vehicles. I think it's just a deadly sports town. Even when we curl here, we played a Grand Slam here this year, packed. Doesn't have to be curling or football or hockey. They get behind their athletes. I think when things are rolling good here, hey, oil's $100. City's kind of coming back. COVID's back. People are out. So it's exciting. It's an exciting time to be in Calgary.
It's been great for us. Can you stay one more segment?
100%.
You're good? Okay.
100%.
So we'll answer some of your questions. One half of the Benny and Bowe podcast, a Canadian sports icon, Ben Hebert, with us at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. We'll be right back on Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and, of course, 24-hour sports radio streaming at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM-certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time. Big time. Big time.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersenshop.com.
It is the RP Show live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. You're getting a look at some of the acts coming up here. Billy Talent, Canadian rocker, returning to Calgary May 2nd for an incredible show. The band will be joined by special guests Anti, Flag, and Norbro. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.ca. Calgary's entertainment destination is the Grey Eagle, and we've got Ben Hebert here. He is an Olympic gold medal curler. How many Briars you won, Benny?
4 Briars.
That's all?
Disappointing. Should have 6. Tragedy struck.
Of course, and now he's made the switch from Team Cooey over to Team Botcher, which is seismic. And I said that we would get to some of the viewer questions, and maybe we'll do that now. Ben said he was open to that. Colin's watching in Ottawa, and in the chat he says, where's John Morris going? Is he going back to strictly mixed doubles, or is he going to become a pitcher for the Blue Jays? Now that he threw out a first pitch at Rogers Center, what's Johnny Moe doing?
Johnny Moe's is going to the Hall of Fame.
He's done?
Yeah, I think he's retiring from the men's game, and I think he's still going to play a couple of years mixed doubles. I mean, he's a carded athlete. He was Olympian and still probably one of the best we have to offer in the mixed doubles game. Still likes it. You know, he's a marketer's dream, so there's still some sponsor dollars coming in for him. So he's going to keep it going a little bit. But 2 young kids, he's a firefighter. He's going to step back a little bit from the men's game. I know when we play our last event in Olds, Johnny said he's going to host a hospitality suite one night for his retirement and say bye to everybody. So he's looking forward to that. But I don't think he'll stray too far from the game. There'll be opportunities for Johnny, whether it be commentating, coaching, something. Just too smart of a guy, too much charisma to be disappearing from the sport. So that's
very popular for sure.
He's a beauty.
You got to answer something for me, please.
Yeah.
I heard that Kevin Martin ticked everybody off. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Went on his podcast and spoke about all these team breakups.
Yeah.
And I thought my thought when I heard that was, if you want to be big time sports boys, that's how she goes.
Oh yeah, so many people were. Curling's not. Curling's a very fair, nice, play nice in the sandbox sport. You get a bad reputation quick if you do something like that. But here's the thing: I know Kevin Martin extremely well. I run a podcast.
You get it.
100%. I understand. Here was the thing for my team. I had talked to Kevin, BJ, and John prior. We knew we were done. I had once I had my new team solidified after the Brier, I had talked to all my teammates, told them where I was going, who I was playing with, called my sponsors. Way too much. Too much of a veteran to think that it was going to stay. Kevin Martin's son was one of the people that got told he wasn't playing with Brendan. So, obviously going to talk to his dad. Of course, Kevin's going to know. Kevin runs a podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm just too sharp for that. I got out in front of it. When it came out, I was like, eh. But yeah, there was a lot of people that never dreamt that could happen in the curling scene. So they hadn't told their teammates, mums and dads, brothers and sisters, families, and they weren't out in front of it. And so I think they were a little bit taken back and upset by it. Even a couple of my current teammates were a little rattled about it. But I just knew, I'm not surprised. Do I think it was right? No, Kevin's got weird takes on things. He thinks it was the best thing for all this exposure for sports and clicks and likes and impressions and that kind of media world. But Kevin doesn't care,
Good for him.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't.
So, exactly. So I got it. I spoke to Kevin. He called me to explain. I'm like, dude, I get it. So it wasn't the end of the world. And now that the teams are all out, it's fine. At the time, people were a little bit upset, but no sweat.
I got a lot of questions from viewers, but I have a ton of my own. But I'm a longtime fan of yours, so I'm just itching. I'll get one more on the podcast thing. Well, it wasn't just the Cooey team. The Jennifer Jones team split up. The Dunstone team split up. Was it Gushu's team split up? Seismic shifts in the curling landscape, and they say that these super teams are being formed, and people have a problem with that. I don't. Is that true?
I mean, if you look at super teams, you don't look in Canada. Look at Sweden and Scotland. Those are super teams. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're grabbing 4 players from their whole country and stacking them up. But it was just weird. Like, every 4 years, there's changes. This 4 years was a big shift in how much European teams were winning. The last 4 prior to that, not as many. And then before that, it was all Canada domination, mostly all the time. So a little bit of a change there. So we needed to kind of crank up our competitive nature in Canada, grab the best players possible. And a lot of people aging out. A lot of teams that had played together for a long time need a little bit of a refresh. You can get stale playing with the same guys forever. And it just so happened that, once my team was done, once Mark Kennedy left Jacobs and Brad Jacobs took a step back and Brett Gallant left Gushu, then every team's done because the dominoes just fall from the top teams, right? If those 3 teams would have stayed together, I don't know if you would have seen as much as a shift, but just kind of the way it fell. But, now that I see the landscape and the teams that are being built, still lots of great teams. There's going to be tons of great competition. The women's side made some great changes, a couple really strong teams over there too. So, I mean, even as a player, am I stoked for my team? I love it. Couldn't be in a better place for myself. But I'm excited as a curling fan to watch and see how these new teams do because you could struggle out of the gates. You could have to rally. You could come out like a lightning rod and dominate and then try to hold that sustainability up top. Like, there's so many things that could happen. But I'm excited.
What you just pointed out is sports is different now. Josh Donaldson's a Yankee. Carson Wentz is a Washington Commander. Deshaun Watson's a Cleveland Brown. That's the way it is now.
There's some business stuff out there that's important too, as much as, someone, I see these people on the internet, like the haters, like, oh, Benny talks too much, or, oh, they were sour at Brendan for cutting Darren. It's like, get real. Like we're not going to get along. You guys don't think that we know the people that we join with, that we play on the tour with for 10 years in a row? Guys, we got it. We know who we like and who we don't like. And at the end of the day, I was very fortunate to curl with Kevin Martin. I keep going back to him, but I was 22, 23 years old. I got to curl with a guy that was in his 30s and 40s who taught us so much. And hey, he wasn't our best friend. We didn't have to have hugs and kisses after every game and love each other. That wasn't how it was. It was a business. And all we wanted to do was win. And guess what?
We won.
Killed everybody. Like, it was the best. Now, could you go back to those days because the competition is so deep? Maybe not. But you could get to Brad Gushu had an amazing season this year, one of the best seasons you could have in recent history because the competition's so deep. But to do that again, or to do what Bruce Mowitt's doing and Nick Adine, that's what we're going after. So, hey, do I need to be best friends with Mark? No, I mean, he is my best friend, but, Brendan's 8 years younger than me. I don't need him to be my best friend. I need him to be the best skip and a great teammate, and we'll gel into a great team. Because when you win together, I could curl with my 3 biggest enemies, and when you win, I'm going to hug them and buy them a beer after. Because nothing trumps winning for me. And if you're on the other side of it and you'd rather play with your buddies, that's okay. That's just not me. I wasn't molded that way. That's just who I am. So for me to play with the guys I'm playing with, I don't know how to say it without sounding like corny, but I couldn't be in a happier spot personally going forward. Because having the chance, that's another thing too about sports. Sometimes you don't have the chance to win. We have a chance to win. You do all the work and you're going to work hard, then you can win. But if you build a team that even when you work hard and do all the stuff, you can't win, take care. I am out of here. But we got a chance, and that's what I'm thrilled about.
Well, speaking of all that, Jeff in Winnipeg, I like this behind the scenes of the curling world. All the best to you, Ben, and everything you do. Ted in Red Deer, how often do the curling teams train together if they live in separate cities?
Well,
that's a great question.
That's a great question. I think that's one of the reasons we're getting surpassed. Scotland guys have their own training center. The Sweden guys have their own training center. BJ Neufeld, who is our current third, great player. Kevin Cooey's here, John Morris and Cameron. We practiced together 9 or 10 times this season. From September to April. Season. These guys practice 5 days a week together. So another reason why I feel like when I curled with Kevin Martin, John Morris, Mark Kennedy, guess what? We all lived in Alberta. We would drive up there, they would drive here, we'd meet in Red Deer, we trained together all the time. We lifted weights together, we did fitness camps. We're going to do that again with this team. I think being able to train together, practice together, track your rocks, see your mechanics. I know it's weird getting into that depth of it, but if you're the skip, Roddy, and you put the broom down here, and my rock goes here and yours goes here, good luck in a game.
There's a problem.
Yeah. You need them to go to the same spot so you can get confidence in where to put the broom so you can ice read and effectively make more shots. So we're going to do that with this team. We didn't need to be told by Curling Canada, here's where you need to live or residency, or here's what we should try to do to win. We know what we got to do to win. And so that's another reason I'm jacked up.
How did you feel about Brad Gushu complaining about ice conditions in Vegas after the gold medal game?
I don't have a lot of common with Brad Gushu. I would say we butt heads a little bit, but Brad Gushu is an unbelievable curler, and I give him full props for this season. He had an amazing year. I mean, they beat us in the Brier final with 3, which was embarrassing for us, but they played good. That wasn't on them. That was on us falling on our face. But I felt for Brad Gushu at that World Championship. And I don't feel for Brad Gushu ever. Because he was playing so great and they were so dialed and they were playing well. And they just came back after a really good Olympics. And I talked to him after the games and congratulated him on bronze because I thought they put a really good effort there when they weren't really playing good, but they dug deep to get a medal, which I was proud for them. But that World Championship ice, guys, we'd have a better chance of playing in a parking lot. Like what happened out there? I mean, we're professionals, if you could say it like that. We want to go out and we want to put on a show. We want to entertain. We want to make a bunch of shots. We want the crazy. We want to make an in-off double for 3. We want to draw the button for the win. It was impossible. So you're out there playing like a Tuesday night club game in the World Championship final. If it was me in those shoes, I would have been equally as irate. I defend Brad for those comments after that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And that's just from me, I don't know. That's why I asked.
It was awful. It was awful.
But don't you think both teams have to play on it?
Sure, but it takes a lot of skill out of it. Like if you play in a
Grey Cup on ice.
Exactly. Different.
Fair.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, and you might want to stick around for our next interview because Byron Smith is here. He's been milling around behind you. He's climbed the 7 largest summits in the world and Mount Everest twice.
Ooh.
He lives here in town. He's going to be coming on next. Speaking of guys that have accomplished something. But your podcast, the Benny and Bowe podcast.
Yeah.
We have to talk about that.
Sure. Well,
you're liking it, eh?
Oh, it was amazing. I'm feeling pretty comfortable right now chatting with you. It's no different when I'm with Bowe, right? So, chatting about sports, being able to talk to some amazing athletes. We loved it. We had a great company uninterrupted behind us, but we're on hiatus right now. We actually we were gonna fire it back up right here in April. It's funny being in the business world now. We started doing it for fun, but then, sponsors and dollars and all the stuff comes into it and how much time you want to put into it. And with Bowe in his last year of his contract, I think he wants to go full blinders on here and get his arm and his body feeling great again and put on a good show here in Calgary and keep his career going. And for me, with a new team, there's a lot of logistic work to do at the start here. We're chasing, sponsors and finding our own new brand and getting to know the new team. And the podcast was a lot of work. We had to chase a lot of guests. We had to find some sponsor dollars. Half my basement was taken up by the studio, so my kids are pumped. They can play a little more hockey down there now. But we put it on hold. We do intend on bringing it back. But, it was amazing. We had some great exposure. We had tons of views. I was at the Olympic trials, and everybody was, I'm a curler. Like, I'm there to try to win. And most of the people in Saskatoon wanted to talk to me about my podcast and how much they loved it. So that was cool. And then when Bowe went out to the Grey Cup to work for TSN, he was texting me. He goes, I didn't know anybody knew you in Toronto. I'm like, they don't. And he goes, not at the Grey Cup here. Everyone's talking about how much they love our show and they love you. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing. So feedback was great. We had a great time. We don't know where it's going to go. I'm not going to lie, but we do know that we had enough success that if the right opportunity does come around, we would certainly bring it back. It's just not a good time for me and Bowe personally right now to put that much effort in. We got to take a little bit of a break.
But people can go back and listen to old ones.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Right?
They're on Apple and YouTube, and we got some wicked athletes on there. Some really good conversations.
Benny and Bowe podcast. But if I may, as a guy that hosts a podcast, I don't like when you have guests on. I just want to hear you two. You probably get that.
We do get that from lots of people. But the thing is, for us, we would have a genuine audience that would just follow me and Bowe, and we'd get to a certain spot. But you know the drill.
I get it.
If you want more people to watch, you bring in other audiences. Like when we brought in Steph Labbe off the women's soccer team, our viewership tripled for one show. Soccer. Me and Bowe don't exactly wheel and deal soccer, right? So we brought her in. It goes, our audience triples, and so then you're like, okay, well, that's why you have the guests. That's the business side of the pod. But yeah, me and Bowe got enough stories and enough. We can BS enough that we don't need guests. But for me too, I'm a sports fan. Let's talk Kyle Lowry, Milos Raonic.
Yeah, that's cool stuff.
Like there was some wicked people on there that I got to meet that I never knew before. Lee Westwood, Corey Connors, super cool. And, and some local buddies. I got Mark Morris on there, and Cole Sillinger came on the show, and we talked to Getsy, and it was awesome. So we'll see. I don't know where it's going to go. I would love to do it again one day, but right now we're postponed for personal reasons.
You're a busy guy. You got lots going on.
That's right.
You're a winner. Ben Hebert, keep it up. Thanks for coming down.
Yeah, thanks, Roddy. Good luck with the show.
The champion, Ben Hebert. We've got another one coming in next. Byron Smith, you're not going to want to miss this. We're broadcasting live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, Calgary's entertainment destination on Game Plus Television, YouTube live streaming, and, of course, you can always catch the podcast wherever the best podcasts are found, including Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Beautiful Wednesday morning here in the foothills. We are live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. And everybody, listen up. Perk up. Yeah, you're going to love this. You are going to love this interview. Byron Smith joining us, a man who I feel like we can bring him on the screen. I think you should do the introduction. You climbed the 7 largest summits in the world, Mount Everest twice. He's now doing motivational speaking, executive coaching. It's one hell of a story, man. And I'm already loving having you down here. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Rod. Thanks for the opportunity.
How would you introduce yourself in an elevator speech? What do you... I do this.
Well, I'm Zach's dad, is how I'd introduce
congratulations.
myself. I'm an interesting individual that's a goal setter, believes in leadership and commitment, leadership from within, exploring culture, people, and geography. So it's... I've got a lot of stories in all different areas, from diving all over the world. I got 2,500 dives to running out of air at 220 feet in Truck Lagoon.
Does anything scare you?
Oh yes, mortality. I had a brain aneurysm 12 years ago, and I shouldn't be here. So I'm very fortunate to still be alive and still be able to be around family and friends, and to be with my lovely lady.
Yolanta.
Yeah. Yolanta, yes.
I'll be right. What nationality? Polish. Gotcha. Okay. Well, mutual friend Jack Fulton lined this interview up, and Jack's probably watching right now. We love you, Jack, and I appreciate it. That guy climbed the 7?
Yeah, the highest peaks in every continent. 7 summits.
So there's a story there.
Well, there's a story. I was 16 years old, and I finished reading Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay's account of climbing Mount Everest, May 29th, 1953. And I put the book down, and I sort of closed my eyes, and I said, one day I'll climb Mount Everest. I probably didn't realize what I was saying at the time, but my whole life had been goal setting. I mean, I wanted to be an NHL player, so I was playing hockey. And
he's from Flin Flon. Yeah.
No, I'm from Winnipeg.
But you said you're from...
My mom and dad are from Flin Flon.
I'm sorry. Okay.
And my older brother and sister.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
Okay. No worries. And left Winnipeg when I was 3 years old. I hitchhiked to Calgary, all by myself. No, the family moved, and we got heavy into the outdoors. Always going to the mountains, and being acquainted with that Bragg Creek area.
This would be the place to do it. Yeah,
absolutely. And never had a fear of heights. I was on top of buildings, houses, trying to get the swing to actually go all the way over, those kind of things. But I'm very conscious of not compromising safety. So a lot of people may think that I'm a risk taker, but I'm a calculated risk taker. no different than in business. You know, you learn your craft, you understand it 360 degrees so that you can work through any problems with enough training, you know, practice, drill, and rehearse. You should be able to overcome most adversity. Other than on a mountain, it's weather or an injury that's going to be something you cannot control necessarily. So at a young age, wanting to get up high on mountains, I used to lie on the grass looking up into the clouds, and I'd see these little black specks moving around up there, which were the birds, and I always wanted to have their perspective of looking down. And one of the greatest gifts that I feel that I can have is being on top of a mountain. It doesn't matter how high it is, but being able to have the vista down below me and looking around 360 degrees. It's just a magnificent, wonderful feeling that I get in my heart. Very warm feeling. So after many years, I was 33 when I made the plunge to get into high altitude climbing. So a good friend of mine, the first Canadian to climb Everest, Laurie Skreslet, we climbed Aconcagua together back in 1996 or 97. I can't even remember anymore. And after I climbed Aconcagua, I had no problems with altitude sickness at all. I said, I'm going to go to the big one now. And I know Laurie sort of cautioned me on that. He said, well, let's go do Broad Peak first. And I said, no, I'm going to do it and take the time, the 3 months away from home. I'm going to go do Everest. So in 1998, I was on a British expedition and Himalayan kingdoms and got over there. It was a commercial British expedition.
Can I pause you for a second? These Rocky Mountains out in Banff that we just drop our jaws at, compare it to Mount Everest. Is this like molehills compared to that?
Well, so the average height of our Canadian Rockies is around 9,000 feet.
Okay.
And when you're in the Himalayas, you're looking at 20,000 foot peaks, and you just feel so minuscule, and the magnificence that's being spread out in front of you. It's just, it is jaw-dropping, and it's mesmerizing to feel that you're in amongst all this splendor. And
so I apologize. So it's more than twice the height of those. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Continue, please. You get over there, and
so get over there, and it's a commercial expedition. We only have enough oxygen for one summit push, and those that were responsible in 1998 to bring the rope up to the south summit, basically the second highest point on Earth, to span over Knife Edge Ridge, which is 10,000 foot drop on the right-hand side, 8,000 foot drop on the left-hand side. So there's very little room for error. One slip, one fall, you're dead. So you need rope. You anchor it across the ridge so that and you clip into it so that if you slip or fall, you'll only fall the slack of the rope and not plummet to your death. And there was no rope that was brought. So there was a misjudgment by some of the expedition leaders at that time. And it's not like pulling over to the side of the road when you're driving down a highway and you get a flat tire and you can just stop and get a spare tire. We couldn't run back down and get more rope physically. It just wouldn't work. And we only had enough oxygen for one summit foot. So ultimately, I didn't summit that day. I was 270 vertical feet short, less than an hour from the top, but I'd climbed, 97.2 or 97.8% of my goal. And it was very, very difficult to make that rational business decision in my head. Do I go? Do I not go? I knew I could go do it, but one slip, my son would never see me again. So to make a correction, I've only climbed Mount Everest once.
Okay.
May 21st, 2000.
Only once he's climbed Mount Everest.
But in 1998, I was 270 vertical feet short. And
I see.
So I went back home and being short of the summit, and I started the groundwork to lead and organize my own expedition. And I got CBC involved, so it ended up being the most televised expedition in the history of Everest up to that point. So every day for 3 months, I was broadcasting live to CBC, back to Canada, back to the Caribbean, back to the US, and I was doing it on the NBC Today show about 9 times as well. And then it was rebroadcast in Canada, So 9 times a day I was on TV, my 4-minute slot, so to speak, wrapped around expedition sponsor commercials and so on. So it was quite an affair. I mean, I had my 15 minutes of fame after I ended up summiting Everest, May 21st, 2000. But there was a lot of situations that occurred on that mountain. On the 6th of May, when we were going for the summit, we had 100-mile-an-hour winds at Camp 4. Tents were lifting up. You had to push off with your foot against the side of the tent to keep it from caving in. And we had to get back down and wait out the storm. And during that time period, a group of 8 Russians were up on the mountain trying to push through the storm. And an avalanche hit their tents, buried the tents. And if it wasn't for one of the climbers having a knife on a lanyard around his neck in order to cut through his sleeping bag, cut through the tent, he was able to save the rest of his teammates from suffocation. So, during the course of goal setting, and, some people compromise their safety, maybe trying to push the limits in order to achieve their goal. And these kind of things happened, where we rested at base camp and then further down valley to absorb more oxygen in our blood. And because you're full of red blood cells, so from a physiological standpoint, you're acclimatizing and creating more red blood cells, and which carries more oxygen around your system, which gives you the ability to go higher and function.
I can't end this interview. Can you stick for one more segment?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll come back with overtime, and we'll talk more about the executive coaching and the leadership he's doing, and more of your stories, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is fascinating. Byron Smith with us, live from Grey Eagle. We'll be right back. You're watching on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of time. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital 4. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Aerial coverage provided by our friends at Bronco Plumbing and Heating. Check them out at broncoplumbing.com. They can handle all your heating and refrigeration needs. We're there in the event center. You see us in the bottom right corner. Hopefully the snow is gone soon. Byron Smith is with us, mountain climber, diver, executive coach, motivational speaker. Now, you have to say something. I've only climbed one mountain in my day, and it was a piddly one, Camelback Mountain in Scottsdale, Arizona. I assume you've been there.
I've done the same mountain
right.
a few times.
And when I was going there, people were saying to me, it's dangerous. Some said it's not that dangerous. Some said it's treacherous. Some said it's not. And I found that it's like getting sober. And our good friend Jack Fulton, our mutual friend, he's sober in recovery like me. I said, it's the same thing. People are going to tell you getting sober is treacherous or it's not treacherous, it's dangerous. But I got halfway up that mountain in Scottsdale, and I'm like, if I slip, I could die. Yeah. Right? You take the wrong step, and it could be fatal, and that the recovery world is like that. So I kind of get it, and I see how with your motivational speaking and your coaching, how you've related it to climbing mountains, right?
Yeah, I try to draw the parallels between being successful in your personal and your business life and how it's really the same template. And I use Mount Everest to draw those parallels.
What a man. So what's keeping you busy now? You're diving too. You must have some diving stories.
Oh, yeah, I've got some tremendous diving stories. I'm 220 feet down on a shipwreck in Micronesia, Truk Lagoon, very famous lagoon with 60 shipwrecks. And I'm running, I can't breathe. And so I'm looking at my regulator and trying to figure it out. I'm looking at my dive computer, which is air integrated, so it's electronic integrated. I also have a secondary pressure gauge to see what's going on, how much air in the tank. And I can't breathe, so I go to my secondary regulator, and I'm drawing in really hard, and I'm about 210 feet, which is way deeper than recreational diving should be on air, but I'm used to deep diving. And so it's just me and a dive guide who's showing me around all these wrecks. And I go to him that my air's cut off. And he comes over and he just cracks my valve, and I'm able to breathe again. So what we're used to for valet diving, let's say in Mexico or Hawaii or wherever, where they're
run-of-the-mill tourists.
They're turning your tanks on, and when you jump in, and I should have known it because 3 other times I jumped into the water in Micronesia, and the tank wasn't turned on. So anyways, I was able to breathe and finish out the dive on that one. And then there was another one there on another time. So I've spent 2 months underwater in Micronesia diving. And I was in this back of a ship in the steering mechanism portion of the ship. And there was 4 other divers with me, and I'm the last one going in. And there's all the silt that's been built up over the years. And so you have to learn how to frog kick very gently so you don't disturb the silt on the ceiling and the walls and the floor and so on. And there was a gentleman that was disturbing a lot of that. And so I couldn't see to get out. And I was the last one in the room. And so I had to calm myself down, of course, because I'm, 180 feet under the water. And I know that, the air's got to last while I'm trying to get around the room and find out that 3x3 hole that we came into to get out of. And finally I found it and I got out. But these are the things that build up your knowledge, your toolbox of knowledge for the next time.
I almost strangled a guy. Hey, Jeff Cabillas in Winnipeg, great interview. Just wow. Cynthia in Pittsburgh. Byron is amazing, so inspirational. I would love to meet him. such an amazing human. I was just in the Florida Keys, and I'm supposed to jump off the back of the boat, and they said, don't touch the ocean floor. That's their home. You could get stung or bit. And I'm like, well, how am I supposed to? I figured it out, right? Gingerly.
Yeah.
As you say, don't kick up too much stuff. So you're doing executive coaching and motivational speaking. If people, they just said they'd like to meet you to speak to a group, or if they need an executive coach, what would be the way to go about it?
Well, they can reach me at byronsmith.com or on my cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple, bold, and all that contact info is there.
Yes,
right?
it is.
So, but with the groups and the motivational speaking, because I do a lot of that too, COVID kind of knocked the crap out of that, but it's coming back.
Yes.
So what's your specialty there? Youth, businesses?
All over.
Everything? Yeah.
Fortune 500 could be students. It could be small business. I like one-on-one executive coaching. I feel that I'm really drawn to helping people discover themselves and to find the answers out themselves. And so my role as an executive coach is to pull out from them the answers. It's not to give them the answers, because nobody likes to hear what they should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I never did.
Who does, right? Well, they're telling us we got 90 seconds. Would you identify as a car guy?
No, I think I would identify more as a father, a good friend, a brother, son, a trusted, loyal person to work with and around.
I say that because he's owned 2 car dealerships.
2 car dealerships.
Yeah.
Yes, but I was a business guy within that. I wasn't really a car geek, even though I've had lots of vehicles and so on. I'd like to say I'm an adventure explorer at heart. I like to discover. I like to learn. I'm a lifelong learner, and I like to help others to achieve that as well.
Good for you. Yeah, but that's where the real fun is.
It is.
All around the world. Byron, thanks for coming down here.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Rod. Thank you.
ByronSmith.com. What a day. Sam Constantino, Ben Hebert, and of course, Byron Smith and the Moose. He's around here somewhere doing business at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. What do we got tomorrow, Park? What day is tomorrow? Thursday? What do we got? Oh, we got Greg Pedersen, the longtime Calgary Stampeders color commentator, former Grey Cup winning safety. Matt Kellett, too, I believe. It's all tomorrow. We'll see you at noon Eastern here on Game Plus Television and YouTube Live. Who has more fun than us?